Hey folks, I want you to check out this app with me. I've been working on this app. It's got a couple features to it, a counter and a name. Let's actually take a look at it in our browser. So here we see this kick-ass homepage. If we go to our name, we can see, you can enter your name there and you can get greeted, and we can even count. So it's a pretty sweet app. But because I'm a good developer that tests their code, I also have set up with Cypress these tests for both of those two features. The name feature, here we can see, I just automated the same steps that we took and asserted that my app worked as I expected it to. And we can come back and we can also do the counter page. And here we can see same thing. Essentially just make sure that the features are working as they're intended to. But let's go back to the project graph here. The way my repository is set up, actually, all of my tests live in this end-to-end node, which means if I were to make a change to my counter app, for example, this means that when it's time to run my end-to-end tests in CI, I actually end up running the test for my name project as well, even though I shouldn't need to. But with NX16, we've introduced a new feature now that allows you to create Cypress tests that, number one, are nested inside of their project, so they're not contained in an external project like this E2E project here. And this also helps us cut down on CI times because, as we had mentioned, we should really have better segmentation so that we can take advantage of what the project graph gives us, which is that if we know some parts of our repo shouldn't be affected by a change, we shouldn't have to test it. So let's go ahead and add that now. So I'm going to open the command palette here in VS Code and we'll go to NX Generate. I'm going to use the UI version and we'll look for Cypress end-to-end configuration, which is right here. So I'll click on that one and that'll open our form. And the first one we'll want to add it to, let's add it to the counter project first. So we'll come in here, we'll select the counter project. For our dev server target here, we'll want to use the my app serve target. So this is the NX command that Cypress will run in order to start our dev server. Now we don't have a dev server specifically for our counter project, but our counter feature is being used by the my app application. So that's why we can just use serve here. We'll use the default Cypress directory, and I think we're safe to use our defaults for everything else. So I'm going to go ahead and click on run here. There we go. And if we check our file explorer now, we'll see inside of our counter page here, there's a Cypress directory nested inside. The file structure of the Cypress directory matches the same structure you would see in a typical Cypress project. So what I'm going to do is actually just come into the TypeScript file that we had defined the test for our counter. I'm actually just going to steal this file and copy and paste it into the new directory here specific to the counter project. So I'll paste it in here. While I'm here, I'll go ahead and delete the boilerplate one that was generated for us. Move to trash. There we go. And I think that should be it. Let's give it a whirl. Let me clean up my IDE a little bit and we'll jump into the NX console. And here we're going to go to the counter project and we're going to have this nice new E2E target. So I'm going to hit run on that. And now we're going to run in headless mode by default, but we can see all specs passed. So cool, we're all set up and we've got some nice confidence now in our counter page. And we've also removed the need to store the test that has this confidence in it in another project. So now I'm going to go ahead and quickly do the same thing just for our name project. So let me do that real quick. Cool. So magic of editing did that real quick, but let's go ahead and try it now. So inside of our name project, we should have the end-to-end task, and here I'll click it. And there it goes. All green's on the name project as well. So now I'm actually going to do another generator here, but I'm going to use the remove generator and we'll remove our end-to-end project now. Hit a run on that. Awesome, and take a look at our file structure. Now the end-to-end directory is completely gone, and if we take a look at the NX graph, we're now able to remove that node from our project completely. So same amount of confidence here that we had before, only now the end-to-end tests actually live inside of the counter and the name project. So a really cool tool here provided by this new Cypress generator. The ability here to break up our end-to-end test is really great, not only just for pure CI times, but also just from a DevX point of view. I think this is a much better solution than having everything stashed away in some project at the top, ominously called E2E. So I like it. I'll make sure to add a link to this repo in the description. I actually use 10 stack router and I kind of like it. So that part's cool. But let me know if the comments, if you have any questions, check out the repo on GitHub. Keep working hard and I'll see y'all later.